Will it signal the go button? Yes, it will, but they're being blinded up and just sprayed down.
Vários jogadores por ali, olha só, agora o trovejante, ultimate, Leslie, mais são 3 o total.
Now, going into map 2, things look like a breath of fresh air for the team. What were the vibes coming in on this must-win pressure games?
Like yesterday, we saw that the games that we played before against Cloud9 and against, I don't remember. But we saw that we made a lot of mistakes. I was against Crew. A lot of mistakes, and we know, like, the game that we were playing is not our, like, it's a fake Loud, not the true Loud. The way that we played, like, on the attack side today is the true Loud.
Well, it's been awesome to see the true Loud. Best of luck in the rest of the series.
Well, say it loud and say it proud. Loud is still in this. They took it to Sentinels on their map pick. And Wyatt, I know you had some choice words about, you know, Sadak on Deadlock, but how did he fare?
I mean, it was way better. Last time the ideas felt few and far between and quite fuzzy. Today, everything was very clear what they were trying to accomplish with it. I mean, this was the opening pistol, and immediately there's a difference. This wall comes over top, and then obviously cuts off that angle, so it's going to it's going to funnel all of these players from Sen through halls. And then look at the grab net. I mean, they're just absolutely ruined by this. So immediately I'm like, hold up. Hold up. They had a couple weeks. If they've been practicing with this, obviously, you know, it's looking significantly better. Just the ideas that they had around it, and even not necessarily just the ideas, but like so much of it was what Sadak was doing on the fly with the utility. Last time, the stuff he was doing on the fly was just creating chaos for his own team.
Yeah, and I don't think we saw any of that.
No, not at all. This time, it just was so much smoother. Everything he was putting down had...
And the way he was calling around it, too, like the mid-rounding with it, like knowing that he had put down a wall earlier, knowing that this is the utility that he had left. Like, it was much more cohesive this time than it was last time. It was miles difference. Yeah,
absolutely. And let's not forget about QCK. I feel like really stepped it up, you know, and especially in that second half. Like, that was phenomenal.
I mean... Josh said it on the cast. We were looking at this earlier. QCK hasn't gone positive in a map yet so far in stage 1, which is brutal. This is the first one. He stepped up on attack. He was going crazy. Yeah. He was playing with so much confidence as well. Situations like you're seeing right now where him and Tuiz are pushed up in the post plant. They were being so proactive. He was fighting forward. His teammates were following up behind him. And he was just getting so many entries. He went 5 for 1 on that map. First kills to first deaths. And I mean, yeah, you can just see right here the difference in the early season compared to that map. It's the best he's been.
And obviously, this goes, the first 3 games they lost, right? So his stats are not going to be as good no matter what. But the entirety of Loud, in that case, playing a little underwhelming. Here, QCK was the person who was starting that momentum, I would say. Whenever he was going first, whenever he was part of those executes that Sadak was putting him in position, he was definitely succeeding in the majority of them. That's such a far cry difference from what we've seen from QCK, I think, all year so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I guess I'm kind of curious, though, what's Sin gonna do? Sin City, I mean, like, right now, like, because, again, like, that was their map pick, and I guess the question is, can they bounce back as we move
I mean, forward? They started already on that second half, right? That was a 10-2 half, and the game ends, what, 13-8? Like, that sort of stuff is, I mean, very well in the toolkit for Sentinels. They can bounce back easily.
All right, well, you know what? Let's throw things over to Riv, who's speaking with the Sentinels coach just ahead of map 2.
I am joined by Sen Kaplan here after their first game. Lotus going the way of Loud being your pick. Starting to shake off the cobwebs at the end there, but is this becoming something just missing components in the game that's not allowing the team to get results, or is it kind of a bigger picture that can't be solved yet?
Yeah, we've been working on having a bit more energy, a bit more confidence at the start of games, and just in general. I would say we actually, internally with how we sounded, you know, we had that first step today that we've been missing in other games. We just made some mistakes on some mid-rounds, and it's just a really snowbally half, Lotus defense, so we've seen some 3-9s and 2-10s recently. As far as what we set out to work on, that was a step up. Obviously not happy to be losing the map, but we're celebrating that we're cleaning up in certain things, and we feel like that's a sign that we can turn this around in the next 2 maps.
All right, Kaplan, thank you so much for the insight. Best of luck in the series.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's what I want to hear. I want that hopium to just keep going, you know. No more meetings for Zealous's. We don't want any more meetings. So hopefully, you know, we'll see how they fare on Icebox.
Yeah, this is going to be Loud's pick now. Last time they picked Icebox, it was against C9, I believe, and they got smoked. That was in that series. It was a 3-mapper, and that was the one they actually did the worst on. They lost 13-4 to C9 and just looked fundamentally so off. Players just did not know which angles they needed to be picking up, where to be positioned to help each other. It was extremely sloppy in that regard. So, again, though, we haven't seen it for a bit, similar to Lotus, so they want to step it up here, too.
Absolutely. I mean, still running the same comp, I think, on both sides here, so no big surprises. And one thing I have to also point out, we've talked a lot about how if Loud lose this series, then they're eliminated from playoff contention. But it also means more than that, Akeem. This means everything for the next split, too. They carry these records forward. Yep. So any loss going forward is massive for both sides. And obviously, we saw the comps here. I think something I was interested, I talked to the assistant coach, Drew Spark from Sentinels beforehand, and he said that they were very comfortable with how the map select went. And I think it's because you can expect the same sort of stuff out of Loud almost every single time. For them to go to Icebox, as Wyatt said, I think is definitely a sign that Sentinels is going to be ready for this.
Yeah, well, you know what? The stakes couldn't be higher for both these teams. So let's get into map 2 and send it back to Bryn and Sideshow for the call.
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, this is it. I mean, it's all on the line for both of these teams. If you think about it, you know, playoffs, we're talking about it for stage 1 overall. I mean, even making mention that it matters for stage 2 playoffs. But genuinely, our 2 teams that ended up attending Madrid from the Americas might not even get the same chance, honestly, of both going and attending Shanghai later on.
Almost impossible for both these teams to be at Shanghai. Because if Loud lose this series, they're out. And if Sen lose this series, they're at the bottom of their group. It's looking real bad. I don't think they're technically eliminated, but they are.
Oh, the chances diminish.
Hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
This is a must-win game for both teams if they want any kind of chance to make it to playoffs. And Sen have put on a map that's looked a little dodgy for them recently. They got a fantastic win at Madrid. They need to find some of that magic again. I think it's very interesting the way that we heard from Kaplan there that they're actually fairly, you know, positive about their approach to the beginning of the map on Lotus. It didn't feel like they were down mentally. Their comms were okay. That's kind of what I'm reading into Kaplan's response there, but they still had a devastatingly poor first half.
Zekken going for a bit of exploration down mid with the help of the rest of his team, but they've lost it. Track of the round somehow. I mean, Sadaki's just slipped his way into the back lines of A. Maybe just expecting that the turret would cross up into it. This is a flood defense. Now a swarm at your feet, blinded up. Nobody can follow up on any of this play. Zekken is isolated, left alone on an island. And just like that, I mean, it's aggressive post plan. It's working so damn well.
That is a cool strat. The idea of creating a little pocket with the high tide that you can have somebody play inside and be anti-flash. That's an awesome idea. It didn't actually pay off too much, but it kind of confused Sen enough. And Sadak opens up the round. Getting past that turret.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened, but a weakness there, I guess, in the defensive setup.
Yeah, for sure. We are seeing
that refight too.
We are seeing people use turrets to defend A that have gaps in them, but normally the Killjoy player has to still be aware of that gap and watching it. I believe we saw it actually in the Loud Cloud9 game. 4-player stack from Sen over towards B. Not going to be getting any action. It's Zalsis alone.
Spotted as well. It's allowed us to be a slow burner of a round, to be honest. Just making sure that they can poke and prod towards A. All they want is to avoid the majority of the players on the stack. Sen are actually calling for a reclear out through B main as well. If they get fast onto the flank, there could be some chance of damage, especially because Les is the one holding it. And now his attention really being set towards the A site.
Recon
here. Commit to the flank.
Yeah, cleaning things out. Making sure, for Loud's point of view, that there isn't a stack that they're accidentally walking into.
Yeah.
Spike planted.
Big prioritization as well. I mean, that ult online next up. Could be that Reckoning, QCK. He's got the dash at least. Try and play aggressively, dashing forwards, escaping around in the crossfire. It's Sublime.
This early conditioning to expect Loud to play so aggressive over towards the post plant. This is going to start. I mean, surely not.
I mean, damage.
I don't think there's any chance for Sassy here, though. He'd have to break this crossfire.
Yeah.
Good try, though, against his former squad. Not going to be offered the chance. But what I was saying is, with Loud conditioning Sen to expect this aggressive post plant on A, Sen are now going to have to try to burn flashes just to get in position for the retake. A lot of the time, what you'll see is that retaking teams on A can take rafters almost for free, and then they use their utility to put pressure onto the post plant. And Loud are already very early on in this half saying, no, you're going to have to burn it just to get through screens or heaven.
Not just that as well for Loud. I mean, they've set them up so nicely here. 2 years of the Reckoning. Updraft dash from QCK. Spots ahead of Zelsis, backing away now as well with a high tide, blocking a lot of the avenues. So QCK has a lot of freedom with the way that he can take a lot of these fights. Doesn't break any of the util, and there is a deep push from Sentinels out through A.
I actually quite like this, though, because it definitely makes it feel like Orange has been compromised. Zelsis has got to keep his eyes there. Even without breaking the Killjoy utility, you've created that question mark over by Orange. And now Loud a full 5 coming B, so it's going to, in theory, make B easier, but John gets the opener.
A bit instinctual there, I think, as well, with the wall going up. Knowing that he could spam it. QCK crept his way into the close corner. Pure silence now, making sure that they offload that ult, using it to really gain some space. Now they know it's a site cleared out. QCK adjusted in time. Wasn't initially there with a crosshair play. Somebody's found one kill. Might be going hunting for even a second one. Dash disengaged was re-earned, and it's just enough of a distraction. Ten's just taken one to the side of the temple.
QCK benefited massively from a better game plan, I think, on Lotus. But this is him getting shut down towards the end of the round, but having that impact on his own, basically.
He's trying, man.
He just walked forward with the Harbor ult, found a timing, and was able to win 2, I would say, unfavored fights there against the Sen players. It looked like Sassy and Zelsis should have both had the jump on him. And instead, the Jet player for Loud flexes the muscles and carries on that excellent streak of fragging that he had from map 1. This is a horrendous start for Sen again.
Yeah.
They had to come out the gates hidden here, and they just haven't. That was a round where Sadak went down super early to John Cutie. That means no alarm bot, no turret on the flank. Sassy and Zekken were both together, and neither of them decided to try to abuse that fact. They might be overthinking things here. They might be thinking to themselves, well, they'll expect us to go for the flank, so instead we should walk mid. And, you know, instead maybe just keeping it simple would be more effective. Sometimes the simplest game plans are just the best ones to do. Don't overcomplicate it too much. Zekken sort of slide off angle here on top of the box. A lot of util that could clear him away, but he's just disrespecting it, and a shoulder. That's all that'll be seen. No kill onto 2 years. Important to note as well, Zekken, he didn't burn his dash early there, so he's still going to be able to play aggressively around the B angle. Tens is holding flash here, but there's nobody really to swing off it.
Who's going to peek off of it?
I mean, it's just, I assume, to stop Sassy getting pressured, but originally Tens was in a position on pipes to try to put pressure onto the A players. Instead, it looks like the fight's happening in mid.
Yeah, there's going to be a bit of a tussle here, isn't there? Zelsis. See if he catches this timing right now that Sadak is working his way forward, just trying to sense out and feel out the alarm bot. Instead, he meets the Killjoy directly. Losing it against him, updraft dash right into a prime position for really just a spam battle. Sentinels, of course, going to be favored there. Pop flash round the corner. Trying to stand your ground against this one. Sentinels have flooded their way right the back in, and now with the code just blooming. Ever so delayed, not enough to provide that cover for 2 years. Jumping around, less is spotted.
The fight that happens in mid there ends up being super important. If Zelsis had fallen, there was chances for Loud to cancel, and it would have also meant that there was no nanoswarms on A for them to deal with. But I also think that Loud's decision to go for that pathing from QCK, updraft dash into the corner, that's about the most spammable spot you could possibly path to as a Jet inside a Cloudburst. So that's a bit weird. Take a look at this on the replay, though. Zelsis got off to a very, very cold start on Lotus. I think it was 8 or so rounds before he got his first kill.
30 seconds.
But there he gets on the board, round 4, with a really important duel, shutting down Sadak's lurks.
Here.
3-1. Got to keep that momentum going if you are Sentinels. Sassy, big ult to use in this one if they want to try and set second a little bit further forward, which they are stacking in heavily. See though, just pre-aiming a lot of that util. They're gonna push second now, tucked. This is, well, at least it should be, a bit of a one and done angle. Taking contact. Lots of players waiting. Where the protocol's here. You just can't tip tap, not with a movement. Covering with the angle. Sassy, he's got his back.
Toxins going up.
Nice abuse on the fact that Loud have not been using drone there. Really smart read. Sen stacking 3 players, making B the strong side, and second continues to deliver. Sadak is just making friends with little alarm bot over there, getting up closer to his ultimate, which could be a defining characteristic for them in the next round to come. They still have money to buy.
He's realizing as well that the round is lost here, setting up for the peak. So nice and clean from Sentinels. We're wondering how they were going to get themselves back into it.
And I think that's a great punish for Sen. And it's also going to force Loud to use that drone earlier on. You see here the way that QCK and Kawanzine are peeking. They're expecting there to be no one there. The second doesn't even pop dash after the first one. He waits until he's killed 2 before he even goes for it.
Yeah. Not feeling pressured.
No. So now we start the round, and I would assume that Kawanzine is going to drone this just off rip.
We're going to be making the same mistakes again.
And now, as Loud put pressure over towards B, with the drone, with the cascade, Sen are fighting in a different area. I do like this calling. Once you can start conditioning your opponent, you make it so much easier to read what they are going to do. That's another reason, actually, why snowballs exist in this game. If you start losing, you can't control what your opponents are going to do in the next.
The amount of ults that Loud have got, though, should really be a slam dunk, to be honest, towards B. You got to think. Lockdown to clear the way. That's if Sadak can even get there. Right now, he feels, I think, a bit caught and out of position.
I'm not sure he's even interested in it. You know, he's taking space over towards A. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends with a lockdown on pipes or possibly even as a fake.
Yeah, it looks like it. They're going to try and sell this one as well with the addition of Kawanzine.
It is dangerous to go for this because sometimes Sassy and Tens will be set up to flash peek on pipes. I mean, look at this. They are not buying that fake at all. But Sadak's going to realize they have the whole of the site.
Sadak's made a lot of noise here. With 30 seconds, can you really call for the pivot? John QT spots it. IGL v IGL wins it out. Only a few seconds left. There's a flash peek and a fight to be taken right in time. Detainment. It's there. 2 years. Just got to hope and pray and spray. Exactly in the playbook, apparently, for QCK. Still, will they be able to get that plant down? Tapping away now forwards here. Is the fight taken? Spraying them all away. How the hell have Sen fumbled that?
That's a brutal one, Bren. Sen had to read completely that was a fake on the A side. I've never seen a team more confident in the call that it's a fake. They were here, ready, flashing, peeking, putting pressure on them. And then this high tide ruined them. It separated Tens from the rest of the team, allowed them to get a spam kill through it, and Loud muscle their way through a situation where they've been absolutely outplayed in the macro. Doesn't matter, apparently.
No. Just win.
Zekan has Op online to start this round, and he's got a nice angle on top of Generator.
If only spotting the one, though. Zekan is alone here.
And now the turret goes back up.
We'll be seeing this. One shot, one chance. Backs away for the reposition. Still has the dash. It's a drone that needs to be dealt with, and finally there. So, got to respect it. That is real aggression from QCK. Punished for the hubris. Just trying to assail that position, just thinking that Zekan wouldn't be ready for it. And I think 9 times out of 10, it might even work. Still, Loud are going to be holding this one aggressively in the post plan. Not only with the double Nana Swarm, but also Kawanzine. Deep tucked, Reckoning now.
This is wild. I mean, not to use the Reckoning and the Hunter's Fury in a passive position, but actually pushing us over with Hunter's Fury deep. All right, so that was just to stall out the first wave of it. And now Flash having to be used by TenZ, bleeding out utility early on.
This is over. Nanoswarms, you don't have enough time. There's a Hunter's Fury online. It's over for Sen. Can't play into this one. They might be able to get a few kills online. Got to try. He stopped the defuse, which they do. Now the Hunter's Fury. There's that uncertainty there, but it's a round 1. Checkmate. As soon as the ults are online.
Beautifully done as well, honestly.
Yeah.
Really nicely done there by Loud. I love that call to relinquish those aggressive positions. And I think they've done such a good job conditioning Sen to be afraid of those aggressive post-plant spots. Even with QCK dead, even with the Jet down, and in a 4v5, Sen was still worried that these players would be so deep.
And you have to respect, I mean, when they use the Reckoning like that, you have to expect that they're going to be holding aggressive post-plants. But like you said, Loud just used that timing to back away, play the passive positions, use the ults to just really seal out the round and win it out for them. 5-2. They forced out this time out of Sentinels. Again, things starting to go wrong. It was only that round in 4 and 5 that they managed to overcome ever since 6, where it just came down to that really labored fight into the 1v1. Even though Sen were doing everything perfectly in terms of the macro.
Yeah, and I think in theory, what we saw from the teams at Madrid is that this double Flash composition should have more ways of working the map and Flash re-clearing areas and winning the macro game compared to this Harbor Viper comp. And yet Sen are not finding those opportunities to do so. We've actually seen them have good macro ideas and still lose rounds, find those timings to push down mid, and it not really benefit them. Yes, Loud got out to a great start winning the first 3, but it's still been Loud, I feel, in control. Zeken's operator's going to start moving around the map. He was posted up on Generator in the prior round. Now he's going to take it over towards B. He's played there before. And they've conditioned Loud to open B with that Cascade drone.
Yeah.
So hopefully the drone won't be available to clear Zeken fully. We'll have to see.
The angles available for Zeken, few and far between when you're upping from this position. You've got a lot to watch for, and he can hear that drone coming towards him. Still has a dash.
Are they ready for the re-peak once the drone expires?
The question is high tide. I mean, it's brutal. They're hearing it. Rumbling of the footsteps, at least onto the snow. Sadak, he's not shied away from the fight. Not when he's got less at his back. This guy on fire with it.
What a great 1-2.
Yeah. Baiting out the wider face for less to just clean it up.
But they're not playing their Flash agents proactively here, Sen. They've lost a player. You know, Zeken doesn't have TenZ to flash him back onto an aggressive line, so he's just losing space on B. And they haven't actually retaken any space on A either. TenZ still has full utility, and the other Flash agent's gone. Sen are just slowly ceding space and losing information when their comp should be able to gain it.
Just losing it. War of attrition.
Another fake being called.
Another fake, yeah. It's pulled Zeken away.
Oh, but they're full running over towards B.
I mean, Hookline Sinker. Full running away. Zelsis, he's the one to do something about this, to put a stop to it again. Doesn't feel like any player's really favored into it, not expecting that there could be that angle. Zeken responds in through the back, skipping, hopping all around, and he has made short work of the adversary. QCK just couldn't quite claim it. Dash now, repositions forwards again, this post plant. We played quite fast and loose. Still holding for it, waiting for the peak. Just on top of the box here. Dodging the few stray bullets, but it's again responded with counter spam. Zelsa sticking, handball away, and it gets the job done.
Through the snake pipe, Zelsis finds his opportunity, falls towards the end, and steals one away from Loud. QCK has had a great match so far, but you can't be letting Zeken get away with that.
No.
You just really can't.
But I'm wondering what went wrong there into the post plan as well. How was Zelsis able to just full stick that one?
Yeah, it's just the pressure forward, I think, from the Sen players. Yeah. And you see the Molly lineups there from the retakers? They've got Snake Bite and a Fragment Grenade towards back yellow. So they push people behind this one way and then pop it up.
Already into the round. Zeken this time, much deeper angle. Again, it's this Cascaders. Really problematic, especially the drone. I mean, this is real risky. It's going to clear him. Surely no way, QCK! Ahead of it, expecting like he couldn't be playing that position. He's made out like a thief in the night once more, backing the safety at Snowman.
As good as QCK. Oh my god! As As good as these top fraggers were on Lotus, Zekken now has them in his pocket. QCK and Kawenzine getting murked here.
And the lanes that are yet to be played here for Loud, really quite narrow. Sadak, it's up to him to open something up as the IGL taking liberties again, lurking through mid. This is a risky play again, just spotted out. And there's a re-swing and face. Sadak, though, he's ready for it. The shutdown of Celsius and a spray through. All the bullets landing, even go for another peek at things. Greedy, but he might have just done enough. A wide John QT. Defending these sight lines, making sure that nobody can react into that A site. 1v3 for 2 years.
30 seconds left.
Too much to manage. The damage, peppering him, spraying him down with the bullets. 4 to 5 here, Sentinels making a good go of things.
This recovery from Sen has been powered by Zekken just deciding to kill people with the ult. He's not got any support. They're not utilizing Tens or Sassy to put him on better positions. He is just timing the drone, getting a kill, timing the other players, getting another one. The rest of the team is fumbling, trying to deal with Sadak, while Celsius does his best to put them in while Zekken does his best to put them in a position to win the round. In some sense, it's incredible from the star player of Sentinels. In another sense, it's a bit worrying to me because it's hero plays.
It is.
And I don't know how long he can keep that up for. At least, though, with Loud taking the tack time out here, at least from Sen's POV, they're drawing things more level, and they've knocked Loud down onto an eco round. So there's a chance here for Sen to draw things up completely even, and even have a bit more momentum heading into the rest of the half.
Lots of ults to work with. It's a bit difficult, though. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing evidence, at least, when Zekken has this operator in his hands, it does limit the areas that he can play and try and, actually utilizing a double flash comp to be proactive, quite aggressively. But you can't fault the hero plays working anyway, even if he is the lone man just trying to hold down that B site.
Exactly. He's got an idea of what Loud are doing with their utility, and the more predictable Loud are, the more that Zekken's finding, using that intelligence and anticipation to outplay them.
Taking a gander, though. Look at this. This might be aggressive. He has the Blade Storm to still work with as well. He is really pressured up draft. Not quite even being utilized here. And just ahead, spotted out. Responded with the damage. It's all combined and collected. The rifle singing away. Stinger up close. Kawenzine.
Pretty impossible for him to win the round, though. 1v3. Celsius at his back. Celsius is hearing all of these footsteps. He can just give perfect information to the other players.
Yeah.
What an aggressive way of playing the anti-eco there for Sen. Just putting a bit of fear into Loud. And another point, the 0 point, the knife that Tens throws at the beginning of the round, Loud are trying to dodge it at the start. And that's what gives them the timing to go for a play like that. Because Loud are not trying to sprint onto the lines early. So I do like the way that Sen are figuring out what's going on here later into this half. Coming up with small micro outplays.
Giving a lot of space here to Kawenzine. You've got to think there's no chances for him.
30 seconds left.
Healthy players, Sassy, not even taking the contact of this one. And John is the one who's just crouched tucked. Sassy will be swinging off of that immediately, surely. Wait, they've mistimed it. 17 seconds left. Kawenzine, got another positioning of a few of these players. Snakebite flying forwards along with the wingman. There's that plant down, but again, like I said, you got to think there's no chances. Now, Thrash will be expended, timing through the wall, double backed and around the team. That's what caught him. No mercy at all.
Devastating. Sassy giving it to his former, or rather replacement, I guess.
Wow.
That's very close. It's a nice setup, though, from Sen. And I think what's happening here is that they're getting the read on exactly how Loud are approaching the start of these rounds. And then abusing that. Look at Kawenzine. He knows. The players are out there having fun. 5 to 5, though. It's heating up. This time, Zekken is not in a spot to try to outplay this B take. Still the same Cascade drone being used.
We'll clear the way forward, at least for B main. Control for Loud. They have a lot of ults to expend. So does Sen on the other side of things.
It's going to be the Harbor ult to open things up.
Yeah, exactly. They want to use the Reckoning to carve out that space onto the site. And it's up to John to see how he wants to play this one. But to rip with the early snake bite. Tens is in a very backwards position here, but he just knows he can play the spam angles. But QCK, the updraft play, does do work there to at least clean up that straggler. Pit drop down, though, will be difficult to work through. And this counter call, but Loud over and abound, right over the top. Updraft plays with the knives, and they have cleaned up John QT, but are not aware of these timings to be taken. Love the call by Loud there. Just contacting all the way around the pit, but they seem to be a little bit loose themselves, losing track of where these players could be. Celsius in a 1v2. Watch the timing here from the dart. Tiniest of windows of opportunities that he could play into, but this wall is in his face. Will he take the peak? Timing, it's what's for Loud. Narrowly just maintaining a bit of a lead here, 6-5.
Last round.
So we head into that last round of the half.
What a scramble for both teams. This round started with a clear game plan and then devolved. When Tens and Sadak traded, that got the lockdown and the no command off the field, save for the next. And then John's pit threw even more chaos into the mix. Good ideas from both teams, though. The way that Loud were taking pauses over there after the Snowman play. A double face from Sentinels with Zekken going for the updraft with his Blade Storm. Both teams had chances. But now coming into the last round of the half, Loud have major ults to work with. And Sens are playing more for retake, you would imagine. It's really tough, though, from Sen's POV to kind of win this ult battle when Kawanzine has the counter for Zelsis' lockdown.
It feels like every twist and turn, I think. If you look at the ults, should be answers from Loud.
Sen are very static on their defense as well. They're just keeping John and Tens anchored in the same spots for the majority of the round. They're not really dynamically moving around and trying to clear stuff out.
Now over towards A. Tens holding the peak from Pipes. Nice timing. He hit the actual jump up there in the spot while Tens has gone down and a one and done. John QT to no avail. There was no bailout funds from the rest of his team here, but this is a rapid approach. Hunter's Fury dealing with the first wave of things here with a lockdown. It doesn't get the value that they were looking for, but at least it was forced out early from Loud, but they have got into position with the pit.
I think Zekken's got to be the playmaker here. Sadak going down means no turret to watch the flank. Kawanzine, though, is that human turret. Can Zekken overpower him and put pressure on?
It's all about finding the right timings with this one. Still, they don't have that plan down. Missing it, waiting it out. Still the shots rattling forwards here with a rifle, and Zekken surely said enough. Can he get his team into the fray and into the fight? Putting the squeeze onto these Loud players when time is of the essence. Time of the essence. Zekken trying to go for the white face as well. Adjusted for that crosshair placement. Down to these singular fights. QCK barreling over to him. It's a 1v2. Celsius still alive and kicking. Doubled up how to Loud play it. So many options, and there it is. The bait and switch. A slight jiggle. Sets up QCK brilliantly.
The team play just looks so much tighter from Loud compared to earlier on in this stage. They're hitting their shots, but they're also setting themselves up for the kills better. SDK said that this was the real Loud. Previously, fake Loud. Don't pay attention to it. And I'm inclined to agree, they look way better.
Finally, playing up to their potential.
And they've been waiting for. They've put Sen in a horrible spot here.
They certainly have. Well, that being said, River's standing by with Loud's manager. See what he has to say.
Thank you, gentlemen. I am joined by Boya here on stage. We're going to talk about the team a little bit, obviously, as the manager. Looking at how Loud has integrated players over the years, Tui, Kawanzine, and now QCK, what's kind of that dynamic? What does it look like when Loud integrates a player?
I think the most important thing is they feel welcomed by the org and by the players that already was in the team. So I think that's the most important thing when they get to the team and they're new there.
And looking at how long you've been with the team and how many different teams there are, what do you feel like has stayed the same to that core of Loud?
For sure, Reeve, the mindset of working hard and working smart. This is the most important thing that they kept them in the mind since since I started working with them.
All right, and looking at how you work as a manager, what is the most important thing for you to look out for on a game, on any day?
On any day, make sure they are all fed, make sure they are smelling good, having showers, taking showers, and practicing a lot. This is my job.
Anything from today? Anything you had to do specifically today?
Listening to a good music, good Brazilian music to hype them up to the match.
All right, you got to hear good beats, good music, good management. That's how Loud's taking it. Back to you guys at the desk.
Oh, I had to
higher in ranked. I need to be in the shower, eating food, listening to Brazilian music.
Yeah,
that's what I've taken away.
3 keys to victory. Good hygiene. Goes amiss sometimes if you go into Valorant ranked, but no, listen, it's got to be done. It's a large lead, arguably, especially if the pistol round will go the way of Loud here as we look forward to this next half.
And just taking a look at the scoreboard, Brent, it's another situation where Kalanzine and QCK are up towards the top. When the game plan is working, these players are put in positions for success and they're delivering. What we've seen earlier on in the stage is that Les was having to run around and try and make the hero plays and wide swing people. That's not the case. Les is 3 and 6, arguably the biggest fragger on Loud. It's other people filling in here, arguably the right people if you want that success.
Set the sights towards the pistol round here. It's so damn important that Sentinels are able to battle back at least. Get that early beginning under their belt. They just stave off this aggression so far by Loud. It's that aggro play, nice and early.
Here.
After that initial skirmish towards A, they were expecting a pivot in another direction. 2E's hasn't heard anything, only now is going to call that Dizzy was used.
How fluid the Loud players are as well onto the minimap. I mean, they're full rotating tons of players away.
Yeah, but as soon as 2E's realizes there's no follow-up, they go back to A, and there's still 3 players here. A heavy defense, and that's exactly where John's called them towards. That wasn't enough pressure on 2E's. He didn't believe it.
Let's see the cross here. That's my question. He's playing on top rafters into that corner. There is possibilities. Now they've definitely seen it. Acknowledgement. At least with the bodies being shown, and what a shot. Right onto Zekin. Moving the spearhead really for Sentinels. Initiating factor going to be going down there, so a couple of players might have to step up and take matters into their own hands. And John QT winning this fight is one of them. If he wins the 1v1, he can call for the pivot over towards B, but right now 2 years, it's making it so damn difficult for them, and less as well, plucking them apart. Pieces falling here, away at the wayside. Sentinels finding it so damn rough to even get a foothold. Spike needs to be planted. It's a deeper position. Will there be any punishment? John defending the approach.
That's a massive turnaround. John there with Sassy have just flipped things so that Sen might be able to win this.
It's about how he holds his ground here. It's going to be rooted to the spot as well, but there are blind spots to play around. 10's running forwards, full sprinting with the flash. That's just to set up John, but he can't claim the second one and leaves it to Sassy. 1v3 scenario. Plant out open, pre-fire into the corner. Sassy, someone's getting his head taken clean off. Util flying dart, managed 1v1. Sassy!
Your first mistake was assuming they couldn't.
Delivers it against his former team. A Red Bull clutch.
And an incredible turnaround. This round should have been Loud's. All of the opening picks were going in their direction. Tens with his dying breath through the flash for John, and that failed. Left hand of Sassy, the 1v3 wins that he has had this year while playing Gecko. They couldn't be coming at better times. This one looks poised to set Sen up for a drawn game at 7-7.
That's a cheeky approach there. Let's just a slide off angle, see if you can get a misstep from Sentinels. They open himself up wide for the sheriff shot, but it's diligent. Another Dizzy.
Another part to Sassy getting that 1v3 win is that his thrash is so close.
Taking his early peaks.
And they are dealing with the threats early here.
Trying to plan here. Spike retrieved. In with this high tide that is quite pesky to deal through, but going to be stopping the bullets. Not anytime soon here. Ten's even thinking of making a go of things with a pop flash play. Well, good connection against the Bucky. It's a brave fight. It's followed up though.
Planted.
Loud's defense of B was one of the things that they were getting punished for in the game against Cloud9. A reminder again, but that's the last time we saw Loud playing these two maps, Lotus, Icebox. They lost to C9. And Oxy was just able to go in on B, find entries, and then the attacking team was waiting to cycle these Viper walls. And Loud just found it so difficult to defend against that.
Yeah. Such an important pistol and follow-up here for Sentinels. I mean, you think about it, turns the other way, you're looking at a 9-5 half on a map that Sentinels need to win. It's another reminder for you as well. There's no guarantees of the playoffs for any of our, America's attendees of Madrid.
No, not at all. In fact, they're some of the teams least likely to make it. That Thrash, massive component in the bank of Zen here.
Nice snake bite as well. Go push back that aggression of QCK. Nobody can play up top towards pipes, and so Sassy's given that freedom. Sends it forwards now with a Thrash. Moving a little bit off there. I think he wanted to send it over the top towards 410, but he has got his team into the site nevertheless. Now it's a double face. That is nice. The discipline on show here by Loud. Showcasing as well some of the strengths of them, but they've layered down that post-plant util now with the plant in position, and Nana Swarms potentially broken into the mix. It's actually hard to tell here, maybe even slightly off, but they're going to be spraying it down anyway. But the Phantom's in play, Tens pressing forwards. The underhanded flash, not really finding too much value. QCK, what a time to come alive. High Tide as well, the counter spam from all the rifles. Cove now has to be bursted down, and Zelt's just not enough bullets to do the job.
So Sen's bonus is not going to find any value there. Not even really that much damage to what Loud were going for. And I think that Sen are going to have to readdress the way that they play the post plants if they want success. They can't just be playing off like that as much as they would like to. There needs to be some level of aggression. Because otherwise, you saw how quick Loud were. They ran in, they dominated Rafters immediately with the Cascade and then the High Tide. You've got to be able to force that out a little earlier, I think. But we'll see whether they change that approach once the rifles are fully out.
On a knife's edge of the series. QCK's been disrespecting this early knife that's thrown out, just tags him. He's willing to hold his ground for but a moment, make sure that nobody can overstep it. It's hard to clear him from that top pipes position, even if you do get tagged.
That is a risky pickup of the orb there. Less holding, but there were opportunities for Sen to spam that. They'll hear 2Es running away, so the idea is that it plays them into less.
Down bait. Smoked up, covers across less. Choosing to respect it. A re-clear from Loud as well, with the drone going to be used to try and set QCK forwards. It's a good tag. As he realizes two players, though, it's taking a timing as well. 10's too much to account for, especially when the dart was just offloaded.
2Es slipping back into yellow now that Sentinels do not have the knife to clear it.
This is brutal for Sen. How do you even find a foothold? Dizzy. Over and through here with the updraft dash. Second right behind him, the Cobra at his feet. 2Es. It's the way you're evacuating that man. Decayed to single digits, almost stepping into the snake bites. But he survives. Lives to breathe another day. And all that util now coming flying out. This is Loud. Pushing him back and away. Hunter's Fury. Any sort of connections would be lovely for them, but no kills. At least a one. John QT. With him dropped now, it's falling apart. Sentinels just relying and hoping that they can at least send in a little bro there to get the plant down, but no. Spam down.
Denied by Sadak, who's able with the High Tide to take some heavy high nest position. Loud looking great in this round. What an aggressive timing on that play towards A. Off the back of the drone tag, just walking all the way up. So unexpected. And then once you get into this position in the round, Loud just already have all the information. They know that it's coming in their direction. They have this overall to play off, and they have bodies in the right spots.
The way that Loud are taking these fights, being proactive with this particular composition, I've seen a lot of teams fumble it, to be honest. Trying to take those aggressive fights, but
it's tough.
Yeah, when they have that Hunter's Fury as well, it makes it so much more easier for them. Again, we'll see if QCK gets pushed back and away. Dart timinged, dropping down though. QCK's gonna hear this. Activating the dash. Will be chance. Any opportunities? His return with a fire. A little bit too greedy there. Oh, pause going to be called here by Sentinels. Just the Nana Swarms popped off and detted. Loud, though, looking to flood their way back in, straight over the top. Pushing into the fight, TenZ! Made a mockery of them.
Sen just decided in this round, we're not going to use any utility. We're going to save it all for the post plant, and we're just going to run at you. And as it turns out, they're good for those. They are good for those. Les is left in an unwinnable 1v4. I don't know whether Sen are going to be able to pull off that kind of strat again, but for example, the way that they contest QCK, there wasn't that early round knife.
No.
There wasn't a dizzy to try to push him off the angle. They just swung him, killed him, and then continued running all the way into backside. There was one dizzy thrown from Sassy, and they realized that Loud were playing, broadly speaking, offsite, and they just ran it down.
Definite chances for it to get messy as well. They're running right through the Nana Swarms, but one on the board to get them a little bit closer now to potentially that even scoreline. That kill, I mean QCK overstaying his welcome there because he still has that dash, but punish for it, opens up the site. Maybe that is part of the playbook now for Sentinels. They want to play fast and loose, increase the tempo.
Yeah, play fast, try to get plants down early, and then save a lot of utility for post plant. But if they can access the B ult orb here, they'll also have null command. And that's going to be very difficult for Loud to hold on there, because they're normally trying to defend with the Harbor util.
Line up in the dizzy, it's all well timed, especially with the knife. And now with that ult gain, that's exactly what you were talking and describing about. It's a null command emanating forwards, and it will set up Sentinels at least to try and get that plant down. Nano Swarm, yeah.
Break the Nano!
I mean, not broken.
You use the null command, you see it on the floor, break it!
Oh, the spikes drop down. Precarious situation.
It's a major blunder for Sen, because they should have been in a post plant right now. They're basically sat in post plant positions. The only difference is little bro got minced by nanobots or whatever. So they're throwing the next wave of utility. That is really devastating molly pressure.
Getting delayed again though. It's another nano swarm from Sadak, and guess what? This guy is going to be causing all sorts of issues. Kawazine combines his might with the rest of the team, and Sadak clapping back.
See how different things are when Sen still have to get the plant down. It's just
face at the end, yeah.
It's just an enormous blunder from them.
When you expend everything to get the plant down, you don't even get it.
Yeah. I mean, Sadak just runs away from TenZ and then flicks back around and gets the Nano Swarm. And there goes the wingman. Kaplan's gonna insta-call a timeout here, because that was Sentinel's opportunity to take control of the game. Get things up to 9-9, and then be in a spot to move their momentum forwards. And now, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel for buys. They've wasted one of their big ultimates, and Kaplan's going to be giving them an earful. If Sen lose this game, there is an extremely high chance that they are not making playoffs. There's still more to be decided. Still more matches to be played between both of these groups. But Sen would be at the bottom of the Alpha group.
Yeah.
That's a tragic fall from grace from the team that won Masters Madrid. And they've been having even games. It hasn't been like Loud, where they've just had rough circumstances and been getting dominated for a couple weeks. They've been back and forth. They just haven't been able to get the dubs in the column.
For the Madrid winners, I mean, listen, not making Shanghai, not even making playoffs. Unthinkable for them. I'm sure Kaplan will be grateful for a bit of rest. Guy, he works hard.
Yeah, but I don't think he'll see it like that.
No. And so for Sentinels here, it is a must-win onto this map here, with Loud one already up into the series and holding this lead nice and steady for them.
And I think it's very possible Sen have just wasted their best opportunity. Coming into this one, top frag Assassi with the Sheriff.
And how do you take it? This early high tide is really annoying to get through. Works his way across the B angle and down into bottom mid.
If you remember, if you remember back to the way that Sen won on Icebox in Madrid to push them across the line and take the trophy, Zelsis just was annihilating people. He had a read, he had the confidence, he could feel the fact that they were going to win, and he ran over people. Zelsis right now, bottom of the scoreboard, has found it really difficult to get going in this match. on both maps. I'm sure he's still there for them in the comms, but...
Yeah. Only just going even. The firepower is there today for Loud. I mean, we're talking about QCK and Kawazine going negative in almost all of their games of stage 1. What a time to go alive. And Delsis, that's a nice punish.
Yeah, that's a great opener.
That setup the Loud had, yeah, they had less just watching for the belt angle. I thought it was going to be pretty much flawless there from Loud, but it's a big first kill. It's pulled rotations away. Kawazine going for re-exploration. Doesn't even know what the potential angle should be. Kills there, and it's traded. 1 for 1, a rifle will be available and ready and waiting here for Sassy. Sends it forward now with Thrash. That space has to be taken. Deep position, Sadak! Anticipation! Expecting like Zekin's going to be there. With only 13 seconds left, who's going to be defending this one? Wingman, got to get that plant down, and he will do just so. 3 on 3.
Welcome to my
Hits there.
If Sadak is given a kill, this round's going to be very difficult for Sentinels.
Encroaching forward, so even if Sadak doesn't get the kill, does he even choose to use the ult? Time might be running away from them at this point here with the pit online. It's a spam, they know the position, he's playing the lineups. The pit's dropped down, Sassy, isolated, dropped down as well. Close corner, close corner action. How the hell around navigating situations like that?
What a find onto John Cutie. What an identification of where he was going to be playing inside the pit.
That's just so heads up, knowing that he's going to be playing the lineups from that spot.
But also, a little bit of luck involved as well, you've got to say. Because if they don't instantly kill John there, it's over for them. There isn't enough time, the pit stays up, and Sen have won the round.
Player standing.
But what a difference that one pick makes. And Sen continue scraping the bottom of the barrel. And Kaplan is so frustrated about that one.
It's desperate times here for Sentinels.
Get out of my way.
Money all over the place. Second will have the Blade Storm. What's the call to be made? They're pushing. They want to go aggressive. Going to be meeting their match. Pound for pound. Blade Storm snapping with a rifle. Tasty prize. All the distraction that Loud needed to just cut away 2 of these Sentinels players.
Great work playing off each other. The swings from QCK and Kawazine using less as that piece of bait. But Sen trying to utilize their attack side ultimates to make this one winnable still.
Loud won't disrespect it.
The problem is, how do you stop Sadak from just using his own ult?
Play aggressive in the post plan.
In position.
And how do you even do that?
Play aggressive over towards screens? That's so tough.
Yeah, how do you do it? You have to give up the space. Trust, I suppose, that you've got the utility to at least try and delay this one.
Two
mosh pit, you have to, I mean, the snake bites. There's a chance for it.
There is, but it's tough.
It's going to be really tough, especially because the positioning, look at this, it's so damn expected. QCK holding for the bell swing. Snake bites over and above. The first tap, and punishing it for the swing and face out. And all the util in the world can't save you from this spot. John QT, he'd have to pull off a miracle, and it's not ready for them. Up to 12 again for Loud. Been maxing here with the ults as well, even in the final few moments.
Getting the Hunter's Fury for Kawazine. And this is excellent from Loud. This is them back to what you're expecting to see. Not just going for the individual plays, but having that setup where Les takes one angle, QCK covers the swing to punish. They back up, play the ults effectively, are ready for the kind of stuff that Sen are going to throw at them. It's been beautiful to watch.
Loud to come alive. I mean, the one consistency with Loud, you can never count them out. This team has gone through these slumps. You just cannot count them out.
What's mad about this as well, though, Brent, is that Loud winning this game might mean that neither of these teams go to Shanghai. It's so bonkers what we've got here in Americas.
Reality we could be facing.
Because remember, it is still tough for Loud. They were 0-3 coming into this match, looking just for their first win. So they've still got a big uphill battle. But this looked like one of the most difficult on their schedule. QCK is going to attempt to do what Zekin was able to on the defense earlier.
A lot of angles to watch for here. Both flashes committed! That is disgusting work.
That's so fast. Senna trying to get into spots to punish that. And QCK is quicker than Zekin to get onto a good angle.
Dash to disengage and away. They have lost control of mid. They're aware of that fact.
But the dart going out over towards A allows Loud to start stacking the B site. It's so tough. Sen have very rarely got into good positions. And when they did get into good spots, they made the mistakes to throw the round away. Could Zelsis maybe be a difference maker for them in his deep lurk position on Tube? Or is this just where Loud close it out? Look at that timing.
Just about missing each other. But the shots are fired, and that gives Les the go-ahead. Drops down this pit. There's 23 seconds left. This is for the series. This is for the map. One found in mid. Flash forwards. Trying to clear the way here for Sassy to get that plant online, and it's all about the game of those timings. Fights to be taken all over the place. Les, he drops 10s. Kawazine, he finds his own. It's 2 left to stand against it. But this Loud team, you can never count them out. John makes a good go of it. Cove out wide. Can't defend it. Got to spray it down all the way. But 2 hits. He's just sticking it. And Loud. With that being said, it's 2 maps in their favor. A series 1. And who knows how that's going to work for the playoff contention. Chaos has been strewn into the mix.
And Sen City left silent, broadly speaking, here, as the Loud fans in the back cheering it on. It was a difficult first win in stage 1 for Loud.
Yeah.
And to take it against the team that's been their biggest rival this year, massive success. This was the real Loud. Just as their coach was saying during that interview. For Sen, they have a better record than Loud, but they are in as difficult a spot, basically. This loss for Sentinels makes it almost impossible that they're going to make playoffs.
Certainly out of their own hands.
There is a chance.
There's a chance, but I mean, out of all the universes.
Exactly.
It's looking unlikely, but this time, today, it's Loud. We're going to win the day, and they're going to take a bow. They played so damn well, I have to say. The discipline was there. And from what the coach was saying, he's saying what we saw prior was the fake Loud. This is the real Loud that we're seeing here and now.
They had game plans. They had sharpened up both of the maps that we saw from them.
Yeah.
Sen weren't able to put enough pressure on with those flood retakes.
And the players were hitting. When you have Kawazine and QCK actually putting up big numbers as well. When they've been that sore spot for Loud so far and split.
Again, I want to point out, Kawazine and QCK were the top players in both maps. These are the only maps in stage 1 where both of those players have been positive. And they dominated. What a turnaround.
Yeah, great time to do it.
And Wingman haters loving that final shot as 2E's was able to sneak it away. But I think Loud had proven that they were in control of this game too. Sen, a couple of upsets, a couple of mistakes, and we're seeing that kind of slump from them on the return back from Madrid. They just can't find those details to their play that will push them across the line to get them to that victory and that trophy hoist.
There's difficulties for you, honestly. When you reach the top of the mountain, you have a target on your back. And you go in, there's a lot to overcome. There's a lot to just evolve your own gameplay with the maps. You're essentially starting with everybody having witnessed your gameplay. It sounds like a lot of code right now for Sen, but it's because there's a lot of fans right now, right next to me. But seriously, they can still come back from this. Playoffs, out of their hands, arguably.
Yeah, I think
there's chances, but it is out of their hands.
It's complicated.
It is complicated. With that being said, let's send it down to Riv. He's down on the stage for the Verizon post-match interview.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Great cast on the day. I am joined by Les after their victory. Loud's victory over Sentinels. I have a lot of fans cheering against Loud today, but it did not matter. As SDK said, it is a true form of Loud. And that's my first question, Les. What does that mean to the players? What does it mean when Loud's playing in true form?
O que é isso? O que a verdadeira Loud significa?
Bom, eu acredito que nos últimos jogos estava dando tudo errado pra gente, sabe? Não é nem que a gente estivesse jogando mal, mas realmente parecia que nada estava a nosso favor no jogo e dessa vez foi diferente. A gente conseguiu mostrar que quando, tipo assim, a gente joga o nosso 100% é diferente.
Yeah, things were not going our way. We weren't even like playing bad or anything like that. We were just unlucky. But today we showed that what we are when we are at 100%.
And Les, coming into today, whether this be team-centric or personal, what was your focus to get through today's match to make sure there was a win?
Essa pergunta agora pode ser tanto do coletivo como você mesmo, mas qual era a intenção hoje quando você entrou quando vocês entraram pro jogo?
Cara, a gente tá com muita esperança, a gente não tirou a esperança em nenhum segundo que a gente pode se garantir nos playoffs. Com essa vitória a gente consegue ter mais um passo perto dos playoffs, então com certeza esse é o foco da gente se garantir a nossa vaga para a próxima fase.
The focus is the playoffs. We're still very hopeful that we're going to make it. So that was the main focus today, to get into this game and keep fighting for the playoffs.
Well, every win is a good one. It's pressure because of elimination on the other side. You're looking at G2 coming up next. How are you feeling? Will the prep change, or is it just Loud going to be in true form again?
Próximo desafio contra G2, tem alguma preparação específica para eles, ou vocês só vão continuar o trabalho como vocês sempre fazem?
Acho que o jogo contra a G2 vai ser muito difícil, principalmente que a gente enfrentou poucas vezes eles. Então vai ser um jogo vai ser bem complicado mesmo, e vamos com tudo.
Yeah, we're expecting a very difficult game against G2. We haven't faced them in a lot of times, but we are expecting to bring a good game and just go for it.
Awesome. I actually want to ask as well about today, about Sentinels. Looking at game one on their map, did you expect to be able to take Lotus so quick on the first half and be able to hold out second, or were you thinking to go, this was 3?
Voltando o foco para Sentinels, vocês estavam esperando que o primeiro mapa vocês iam conseguir dominar assim tão rápido?
Cara, a gente analisou muito a Lotus deles, porque eles jogaram muitas vezes no campeonato. Então a gente tentou fazer muito antitático. Não imaginava que ia ser um jogo tão bom, mas sim, a gente esperava ganhar esse da Lotus.
Well, they've been playing a lot during this championship, so we've been watching it and studying their Lotus. So we had a lot of information from this game today.
Well, it seemed like it. All the homework was done. The win comes in. Congratulations on the victory. Let's hear it one more time for Les. Loud taking home the win, and the cheers behind him the whole time. Do not go anywhere. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Sadok's on the desk. I don't even know how they fit so many brains over in the analyst area. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be great.
Will it signal the go button? Yes, it will, but they're being blinded up and just sprayed down.
Vários jogadores por ali, olha só, agora um trovejante, ultimate, Leslie, então mais um, são 3 o total.
Welcome back, and joining us right now, we have the winner, Sadok. How are you doing? Congratulations!
Thank you. Finally, we won. Yeah. Yes.
I got to ask you, Sadok, was there ever a doubt in your mind that you all might not win? And
100%.
Yeah?
Every single time. Yes, of course. I mean, it's part of competing, right? Like, losing is part of winning also.
Yeah, so how did you all manage to bring it together?
I think it was like combination of a couple of things. Like, while we were practicing, like everything was going fine, but we couldn't translate that to the actual game. So we're like, okay, guys, we just need a little bit of luck. You know how many clutches we made today? Like we need that little, just a little bit of luck, just to start winning.
Yeah. Now, one of the main things I wanted to ask you about, because when we were on Lotus and I saw the deadlock come in, I was scared. I was fearful because I didn't want to see. Because I did not want to see Les die to a molly stuck behind a wall again. I was very scared, but it looked so much better. Now, you had said that, like you were giving coaches control of some of the things. Is that a you game plan? Is that something the coaches wanted to do? And how did you make it work this time compared to last?
So we've been practicing with Deadlock since we were in Brazil, like back in December last year.
Oh, wow.
So, like, that was kind of like my thing. But game plan-wise, like, it was 100% the coaches. Like, I'm giving all the power to them. And we can see, like, we were struggling a little bit up to here, but it's more like a phase, you know? Like, we need to adapt to each other. We need to, okay, what is the coach thinking? What can we actually do, you know? And finding that space for everyone, it's kind of hard, but, like, we're getting there.
I think something that's easy for you guys, and I got a bone to pick about this because Viper Harbor is always so good for you guys.
Yes.
It feels like you guys are so comfortable, yet it's only Icebox that we ever really see it nowadays. And obviously the map pool is dependent on that. But even back to last year, like, that's your comp. Where's it been? That thing is so good.
Yeah,
and how come you guys are struggling with it last week?
I have no idea. Like I think we lost like 13-2 against Cloud9. Yeah.
4.
So we got destroyed, but like we didn't even get to play the game the way we wanted to. So we kind of like restarted our minds and said, okay, guys, this is a good comp. We know how to play this comp. Let's see what we can do, what we can't do. Just reset and hope for the better next Icebox.
Yeah, for sure. It seemed as well, I was really impressed today with QCK, and he had kind of been struggling in the first few games. But he really turned it around. Was there like a mental shift or anything you guys discussed that kind of helped him? Because he was playing with so much more confidence, and people were always there to back him up. It was really nice to see.
Well, people don't know what happens inside a team, right? So QCK...
I mean, we do. Everybody on the internet knows.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, of course. But the thing, like, he's been improving a lot as a carry because he used to play Viper. Like, it's the complete opposite. He used to play like
Killjoy.
Killjoy, yeah. So the guy just needs time. That's it. Like, he's been really amazing in practice, but he couldn't like translate that to the game again. So once like everything keeps going, like we get a little bit of luck, his salts start getting better and his sentries start getting better. My mid-round calling, it's all around him sometimes, like leaving him in a place and then going all the way back. And then, you know, after we understand how he works on a team, we can help him better and he can perform even better.
Yeah, well, I got to say, y'all performed phenomenally. Sana, now, we're going to play a game. I don't know if you know this, but sometimes things get kind of weird in the post-show, and we're going to play a new game. We're getting super weird with this one, and it's called What's in the Box? All right, let me explain this to you, Sana. You don't like animals? Yeah, let's say no animals. We'll go with that.
We got you some goggles here.
So essentially, the way this game plays out is we're going to have something inside of this box.
Your random flash. Goggles
are going to have to figure out what is in it.
Oh, my God.
Put the Viper goggles on right now.
It's random flash. Right? Look at him, it's random flash.
I'm goddamn ready. Let's go.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so
what do I do?
bend forward here.
Yep, box right here.
Yeah.
Oh, my fucking...
What is in there?
Wait.
Can you guess what's in the box?
This is furry. It's an animal.
Yeah.
It has 2 legs. It's a teddy bear now. What is it? Yeah, it seems like a teddy bear. I can't curse, guys. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're very close. That is very good so far.
Yeah, you're very close.
It's a what?
So this is a bunny. Is it a bunny?
I mean, kind of.
I had a timer. What? No one said.
No, we were just saying you were wrong.
We were saying you were wrong there. You can guess one more time if you want.
Okay.
It's related to
Valorant. You guys are not saying all the rules. What? Okay. I just had 2 years. A mane. A lion.
It's an amateur. You can look at it now. Take a look at it. Take off the goggles real quick. Take a look at that.
So close.
You can see it. We could see it. Is this a sky?
Yeah, it's the sky dog.
The sky dog?
All right. Goggles back on.
Where's the camera? Remake. This is unfair. This is not fair.
No, you still got a second chance. You got a second chance. Put the goggles back on. We're gonna switch out what's in the box now. Put something else in there.
Is that the dog or the Flash? Okay, it's
That's the dog. That's the
Flash. He doesn't throw out a dog.
Bro, wait.
Okay, all right. This one's getting a little bit sticky.
Esoteric, a little
sticky.
Interesting.
Yeah. You'll find out. Okay. Put your hands in the box and guess what's in the box. Yes.
Oh, well, it's noodles.
I mean, you got it.
That's it.
Amazing.
That is it.
We just wanted you to put your hands in some noodles.
Right, yeah. we did hear the manager say, like, he keeps y'all, bathed and fully fed. So you can take the goggles off and take a look at, this is your dinner for tonight.
Amazing.
Dinner of champions right there.
Thank you.
All right, we got one more thing for you, Sadak.
Okay.
Goggles back on. We're going to switch this one out again.
I can't believe we just made you put your hands in spaghetti.
In the manager interview, he was saying that he just makes sure that you guys eat food and take showers.
That's actually true. Some of the guys are disgusting, man. I've been around my room and, bro, it smells like gamer.
It smells like gamer.
Yeah.
All right, here's the last one for you.
Okay.
Ooh. You've probably seen this before. Yeah. Might have seen it today.
A little lower.
It feels like poop.
We wouldn't do that to you.
Wait, that wasn't a guess. What is it?
You want a hint?
Yeah, you got a lifeline.
I want a hint.
Bala?
You destroyed the player who likes this thing.
Yeah, who carries it around?
Who carries it around?
It's something to do with DC or Gecko or Wingman?
No.
The player carries this around IRL. They're holding it each and every time they walk out.
So you remember how your former teammate, Alspas, used to carry out teddy bears?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so think of who was across the stage from you today?
Yes.
Tens?
Guys, I'm gonna be honest, I don't pay attention. I have no idea. I don't know what they wear. All I know they use red.
I don't know what this is.
It's a fish of some sort.
Real fish.
A real fish.
Is that the bloated fish, something like that?
Yes.
It's a blob fish. You called it a bloated fish?
Yeah, I think it is.
It's close enough.
Take it out.
Close enough. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you, Sadak.
Who uses that?
That one is a lot less terrifying compared to 10.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's not hyper realistic. You can keep that. You can keep that. It's yours.
Actually cute. Yeah, I knew it was his fish.
Well, there you go. That was what's in the box. What's in the box? So you got what? Two?
I mean, the second one was super easy. The first one was impossible.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, you guys. That was something else.
Well,
I liked it.
I mean, what was something else is the fact that you all won. That was amazing. So shout out to you again for winning. Now, with the day coming to a close, let's take a look at our current Alpha and Omega standings.
Hey, we just won.
Yeah, look at that.
We're only third and we won one game. That's my group, man. I like it.
There's a chance now. There's a chance.
Absolutely. Of course, looking at Alpha, we got Crew all the way at the top, followed by NRG, C9, G2, and then Sin in 5th place. And Omega, we got Lev, 100 Thieves, Loud, shout out, and Evil Geniuses, Furia, and MIBR. Now, coming up tomorrow, we've got 2 more crucial matches. First, it's Cloud9 versus Furia. And then former teammates go head-to-head with Evil Geniuses taking on NRG. Now, who do you think's going to win those matches? Sadak.
I mean, I hope everyone loses in my group, I mean, we have a chance here, guys. Come on.
Absolutely. What about the Brazilian brethren right now?
Brothers, there is no brothers in victory. There are no brothers in victory. We need to win this.
This guy's awesome.
Yeah, Sadak, you're very selfish with your wins, I see.
Of course.
We
only got one, so of course I'm going to be selfish, I can't keep giving them away.
Well, you know what? I want to thank you so much, Sadak, for joining us in the post-show. Obviously, thank you to Bala and Wyatt. And thank you all so much for watching at home, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you, man.
Yeah,
thank you
Wyatt's
so
so
much.
Funny, bro.
Yeah. So good. Gotta get
get as many as he can. What a rip! He gets 3! Oh my God. Beautiful. Oh my God. Jake. And it's the spike that's going to decide how things play out here. He gets his kills, but the map in favor of G2. Low. Time's running out. It's so short. He's got to kill the right guy, and he does.
One enemy remaining.
Let's go. I see. It's a goal. And LIPR go home with a whimper. 13-3.
VCT inside the smoke, takes the timing, and with that, rocket earned. Just take it 40 low. And as Assassin plays with the charge, shot, nails it, Kawazin, a moment's notice is all it takes. Feeling free, taking liberties, Loud! This is Loud, up, map 1. Out QCK, adjusted in time. Wasn't initially there with a crosshair play. Somebody's found one kill. Might be going hunting. Hey, now forwards here. Is the fight taken? Spraying them all away. Expecting that it could be that angle. Second, responds in through the back. Skipping, hopping all around. Clean off. Util flying dart. Managed 1v1. Sotsy! Let's go! Both flashes committed! That is disgusting work. Spray it down on the way, but 2 years! He's just sticking it! Allowed! With that being said, it's 2 maps in their favor. Series 1.